I'm Danica Patrick, and I'm pretty intense.
When in 2017, when my sponsor left, which, you know, you've been around long enough to see me.
Twice. It happened to me twice.
I haven't, like, that was a new problem for me. And so you get I, for the first time, was faced with this scenario of like, what if they just fire me? What if, you know, especially in NASCAR with gigantic budgets, like, what if they just let me go? And then I had this rush of feeling of like, I'm not ready. And I'm telling you, it felt really good. Because I didn't think like that. I didn't think like, oh my God, I'm excited, I'm ready, let's do this. Oh, racing's the best.
But because it was comfortable, right?
It was comfortable, and then
there was no challenge,
right? And also, you know, you get put in that squeeze position where you're like, what do you feel? And I felt, oh shit, I'm not ready, and it felt really good to feel that. But here's the problem: it planted a seed, and so. This is my experience in retirement anyway.
That's good. I'm getting that.
Yeah. But it planted the seed of like, but like not just like the idea in a distant way and not feeling into that. Because that's the magic of like feeling into something. Like you feel into being successful or winning or retiring or whatever. You have to like feel the emotions and imagine your life without it, right? So I started imagining, where would I go? What would I do? Where would I live? What would I, you know, all these scenarios running through my head, these like further scenarios than just the concept of retiring. And I was like, man, that's not so bad.
But that's why I looked at it, you know, and I talked. Obviously, I'm talking to you. I talked to Mike Andretti. I talked to Dale Jr. about it. I talked to Tony Stewart about it, just as a casual conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid of that. And in a way, I'm not the type of person that, like I just said, I'm like, what's next? I know I will find something.
Yeah.
You know, so to me, it's still, I think, you know, through the years when I had, you remember, when I left Andretti, my sponsor left and they fired me. And I had 5 years into my contract and I had to go and figure it out. So I went back home to Brazil, found a bunch of sponsors, came back, and
you still wanted it.
3 years later, I won the 500.
Yeah.
And then I went to Ganassi, which was a big team. And then, like, you were like a lot of pressure, the champion. And I had a tough teammate, Dixon. I mean,
deal
come
with
on.
Chip.
And Chip. And the pressure got into me.
Yeah.
And the pressure to perform. And then I think, to be honest, during those 4 years, I've thought about retirement because I was getting beat, not just on the racetrack, but mentally. And people are trying, well, this is how you got to drive like Scott Dixon. This is the car Dixon drives fast.
Ugh.
How can you? I said, guys, let me put it this way. If I was able to just copy what he does, then it will be easy. Or any team that has a good car, everybody's going to what? We're going to fucking, we're going to freaking.
You can swear all you want.
Finish 4
Say
guys.
whatever the fuck you want.
Okay, thank you. So, and that really got into me. And so my last year at Ganassi, I told Chip in his face that I knew I didn't do a good job for him. And then I shouldn't be there because for some reason it wasn't clicking. And that's when it was what's next. And I'm like, do I want to keep racing or not? And then I meet AJ, and AJ says, hey, come on, let's build this team. So that's my fire. So
you had a new goal.
It's a new goal. It's a new goal. It's a team that has finished that last in the championship.
Right.
Now we're getting the sponsors getting excited because you're
like LeBron in Cleveland when he came back.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm gonna do this.
I wish. I hope I can do that. But it is kind of that. You know what I mean? Like in my mind was like, you know what? This is what I want to do. And then I remember because Larry Ford came to me and says, why you want to race for me? Mm-hmm. You know, like you're Tony Kanaan. I'm like, exactly. I'm just a normal race car driver, and I want to make you guys successful. So last year, you were there, and we led a bunch of laps at the 500. And they were thrilled. So basically, that's why I'm doing it. So, yes, do I love racing? 100%. Do I feel like you sometimes that, you know, man, I got to travel. Man, I got the hotels and the buses and like... I have to
the
police
bullshit that goes along with it, the interviews,
I have to police
promos,
myself. Exactly. Hey, don't forget. You got to say ABC Supply.
I was so bad at saying my sponsor. I was so bad. I had to go to media training after, like, I was an IndyCar driver. I was the end of my IndyCar career.
Because I have like, I'm old enough now that I can say, guys, I am not doing this.
Yeah.
I will plug you guys in But it's not. I'm not going to start my interview. My number 14 car with ABC Supply, Chevy Firestone
Hey,
Delar.
look, your cute story got it in though. Good job.
Yeah, here we go. Not happening. No, I'm not plugging it in. I'm just saying that's not happening.
Yeah.
It's not my style.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in years. I think my fans know. I mean, I've always, it's funny because let's say I've known you for so long, and then I go see an interview, and I'm like, that's fucked up. That's not her. They are telling her what to do. Yeah, just to begin the interview. After that, you become yourself. But you're like, yes, my, go, daddy. I'm like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
And then everybody's the same. So you're watching that. You're like, really, man?
I always felt like they interview me because I don't do that.
Exactly.
Right? Because you're interesting, because you're controversial, or because you say what you want. You answer the damn question.
Exactly.
And so when you change into the person to serve your sponsor that just says the names, they're not going to want to talk to you anymore. So what? Now I'm not a valuable commodity, or I don't help your bottom line because I'm not on TV. Look at my damn suit. It's all over the place. It's all over the place.
Come
right?
on. I agree.
Yeah. So I stand your ground. Don't you lose that fire.
Hey, I'm 44. It ain't changing it. It's only getting worse.
I feel like the fire is just dying.
The more and more I do whatever the hell I want, you know what I mean?
Died at the end for me too.
It gets to the point that it's just not. So anyway, but that's what gets me going.
Yeah.
And that's what, I still want to do it. And yes, I can assure you that I don't have more than 2 years left.
Yeah.
On myself. And I keep telling my friends that too. And I will ask you as well as a friend. Because it's hard. When you see an old person driving a car on the street and they're all over the place, but they still think they can drive.
In Scottsdale, of course, I see old people driving cars.
So I'm asking my friends, my close friends, if I'm doing that on the race car, that I'm not good enough anymore, and you guys see that, please pull me aside discreetly and tell me that.